I met Adam in Atlanta, and he said, Shaq, I want to have a conversation with you about the gig economy. And I was like, what does that mean? And he explained to me what it was, and it took me back to my childhood where my mom and dad both had to work extra jobs for extra income. So he said, Shaq, how would you like to start an app that will help people get a sustainable income? And I said, that is something I'd be very interested in. Because, you know, a lot of people talk about me being an all-star investor. I don't want to sit up here and act like I'm the smartest guy in the world. I heard the great Jeff Bezos say, if you invest in stuff that's going to change people's lives, most of the time you'll win. So this right here will definitely change people's lives. You know, it's about 70 million people that you know, have to have gigs for that extra income. I was part of the research. I went out and met many families, met many people. A lot of them do have jobs, but they want to, you know, take on a gig or two to get, you know, pay for an extra car note or buy something special, or, you know, do something special. So it's definitely something that you know, needs to be done. So when I met with Adam and his team, I think they're doing a beautiful job. And I told him, I said, listen, there's a lot of people that are more like me and not like you. What I mean by that, like I'm smart, but I'm lazy smart. Like when I go to an app, I want to just be boom, 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 and I'm there. So I told him and his team, if you're going to do an app for me, make sure the app is, you know, very, very easy and very smooth. And I assure you it's easy and anybody can use it.
Adam, how does it work? Does it connect me to Uber and to TaskRabbit and a million other things? And what is it telling you about the economy right now?
Sure. So Study's focus is to provide a platform that actually services the worker, right? If you look at Uber, if you look at Lyft, you look at DoorDash, their end customer is the person who's booking that service. There's nothing out there today that helps the user figure out what is best for them.
Kind of put it all in one place.
Put it all in one place, right? And with the advancement of technology, the worker is consistently disadvantaged. There's not a technology platform that has been funded, that has gone public, that doesn't disadvantage the worker today. And so what Study is trying to do is to create a platform that utilizes technology and the collaboration, the data set of all of those individuals, exactly, to give the power back to the worker.
Very cool. And so far, is it telling you that, you know, just a quick macro read? I mean, can you tell us anything about the economy right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's frightening, right? I mean, the latest statistic published by the National Bureau of Economic Research is that 43% of Americans have more than one source of income. We're in this record low unemployment environment. We have the prospect of that changing on the horizon. We have automation where these workers, which are hourly workers, make up the largest share of the vulnerable workers who are going to be most susceptible to losing jobs. And you have the continued Uberization of enterprise, right, where businesses are better matching labor supply with demand, shrinking the number of available work hours for these folks. So I'm very frightened in terms of what this has to bring.
Yeah. So the trend is your friend in terms of the demographics trends and the need for people to work. How do you see this investment paying off? I mean, you're known also for calling up the founder of Ring because you like the product so much. You installed it yourself. You called him up, and it ends up being bought out for a big payout.
I learned early.
Is this going to be the same, you think?
I learned early that when I stopped thinking about the payouts, I'll always be successful. We talked about this before the cameras were rolling, but when I first came in, I lost a lot of money in the get-rich-quick schemes. Right, so then I'm just, you know, listening to people.
What was the worst investment you ever made?
On paper.
Paper itself.
A guy had a paper company. He said he had all these deals with all the schools and all the government and this and that, and it turned out to be a scam. But I'm listening to all these brilliant people talk. Bill Gates, a friend of mine, rest in peace, was Roger Enrico, former CEO of Pepsi. Me and him, when I had to deal with Pepsi, he would tell me about his strategies. But once I started, again, investing in things that's going to change people's lives, it'll work. For example, Ring. I got involved with Ring because this was the first time in my life that I stopped being a spoiled brat. What I mean by that is I used to live in neighborhoods with security, right around, front gate. So in Atlanta, I live in a regular neighborhood amongst the people. 30 acres, and I wanted to get a few
30 acres amongst the people.
No, but, my next door neighbor has 50 acres. So,
smallest house on the block, I guess.
So I called up the security firm and said, hey, I want to get a few cameras, $50,000. Not going to pay that. Called up another one, $30,000. Not going to pay that. So let me just go to Best Buy. So I was getting TVs, and I saw the little Ring camera thing, and I saw he had doorbell cams and floodlight cams, and it worked perfectly. because all
For
the
a
other,
couple $100 probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all the other cameras that I have in my house, they're not connected to my phone. And I paid a lot of money for that. So I was like, this is brilliant. So I bought a few more, and I probably equipped my old house for about $2,000, like 10 to 15 cameras.
Wow.
So when I went to a conference in Vegas, I met with Jamie, and I said, Jamie, I don't think a lot of people know and understand about this technology. I want to invest in your company, and I want to help get the word out.
One thing people also don't understand about you is that after you've sort of pieced together all of these investments, what do you call the annual conference you have every year where you bring everybody together?
The Shaq Summit.
And you say to them, tell me, how can I help you? What do you need from me? I mean, there's a real strategy behind all of this.
Yes, because from a marketing standpoint, if you look at what I'm doing, I'm all over the place. But the only way to bring people together is to bring people together. So I'll have all my people at once, and we're going to drop this commercial, we're going to do this. How can he help you? So it's like a team. So even though I'm working with 10 different companies, we're all working together. So ICI could do something with Steady. Steady could do something with Ring. So it's all that, so that we're on the same team. And I learned that from, winning championships. If you got people that's all over the place, you'll never win. So I do a Shaq Summit every year, 2-3 days. Everybody knows what we're doing, and we all stay together. And
you're the pitch man for a lot of different products, but the key theme is that you actually like every single thing that you endorse.
I have to like the product. I have to understand it, and I really have to believe in it. My father was a drill sergeant, and one thing he taught me was honor and respect. And I wouldn't be able to shake Adam's hand if I didn't, believe in this product. I believe in this product. I believe in this company. I wanted to invest. I wanted to become a partner. My mother said something that was very profoundly to me when I retired. She said, baby, I love you. You did everything I asked you to do. You went back to school. You won championships. You're a class act. So now, for the rest of your years on this earth, what are you going to do to lift up other people? People have always been, lifting you and, praising you. What are you going to do to lift somebody else's spirit? So after I heard her say that and Jeff Bezos say that, I think this right here would definitely have, help people have a sustainable income. I always get messed up with that word.
With the right phrase. But you do a lot of stuff that gives you a pulse on what is happening with people just out there, across the country right now. Anything you can tell us about, there's all these headlines about the problems for the U.S. and a recession is looming and run for the hills and hide. What?
I want to be the guy that when you see my face in a commercial, you see me walking around, hopefully I can bring a smile to your face. That's what I want to be. I don't talk politics. I don't talk investing. I don't talk getting rich. I don't want to sit up here like I'm an expert. Another quote that I read is from Dwight D. Eisenhower: the greatest leaders are the ones to hire people smarter than him. So when I met a guy like Adam, like this company, I could never do it by myself. So Adam, him and his team are very brilliant, very smart, and I love to be partnered with people that are very smart than me.
The other thing people, I think, don't understand is it's traditionally been hard for the NBA's big man to be the promotional guru, right? In football, it's the quarterback. In the NBA, the center position practically doesn't exist anymore. So you really had to have a strong enough personality that you could overcome that kind of inherent bias towards the Michael Jordans of the world.
And that's the same thing my marketing professor told me when I had to deliver a product in college. I actually failed that class. He said, Shaq, you're a funny guy and all that, but the climate of the NBA, big guys just don't sell. So I went back to my room and I'm just sort of down, and I saw a commercial that ran about 9 times. Spuds McKenzie just kept running. So
the dog,
right? So I didn't think anything of it. I went to the gas station. This guy got cups, he got hats.
Doesn't even have any lines in the commercial.
Yeah, no, he don't even have. So he had everything. So then I went back and watched the commercial. I was like, why do people like this dog? Because he was funny. I said, I'm funny, so if I ever get on TV, I just have to show my personality. And I think, people just like to laugh and just like to smile.
What are you seeing in the economy across your businesses? You have 17 Aunt Annie's franchises. You've got Big Chicken. You've got a whole bunch of Krispy Kreme franchise in Atlanta.
My method in dealing with business is I never worry about the problem. I worry about the solution. So again, I have a lot of people that are smarter than me. So, when it's time to make a move, we make a move. When it's time to sit and just try to weigh things out, we sit and weigh things out. But again, I just try to make investment on things that are just, make people happy. When I was in the gym business, people like working out. When I was in a fast food business before, Five Guys, everybody likes burgers. Everybody likes new things. Now I'm on the board of Papa John's, And, we just want to continue to make people happy. But again, I'm not this expert, and I do this like everything I touch is gold. It's not the case. I've failed many times.
What's the biggest money mistake you've made?
A lot. Just again, when I was younger, hey, give me $1 million, and by 3 years it'll be $10 million. Deals like that, I would take every time.
Get rich.
Give me $10 million. We'll invest in this company, and boom, boom, boom. 4 years from now, it'll be worth $300 million. You can get me like that. Well, from like 19 to 26, anybody could come to my office, tell me that deal, and I would take it right away. No research, no due diligence. Oh, if I give you $1 million now, boom, boom, boom. A couple years, it could be $100 million. I'll do that deal because I was trying to. But once I stopped focusing on that and really just start paying attention and start looking at things, I became a little bit more successful.
You're also invested in stocks, aren't you?
A little bit.
What's your favorite stock right now?
Well, I'm invested in all the big ones. Like I'll always go with the big ones. I don't really go with the new ones. I just like to wait out. So I'm Apple, Starbucks, stuff like that.
Do you have the same philosophy? You have to like the product in order to buy the stock?
Yes, I do.
And do you make the calls on those trades or somebody else?
Well, I have a couple guys that work for me. A guy named Ken Gunsberger, Lester Nispel, Jeff Asoff. So I have a couple guys that are smarter than me that'll say, this is doing this, we should wait on that, we should wait on that.
So can we talk?
Again, it's about team. Yes.
Sure. But can we talk basketball for a second?
Of course. You can talk whatever you like.
So you have this fascinating dynamic in the NBA right now with these super teams. The Lakers are going to be so much fun to watch this year, see if they can pull it off. It's changed a lot since you were there. Is it changing for the better? Is it changing for the worse? Do the players have too much power? Is there collusion by these agents by bringing all of these guys together? I
think it's so much pressure on the guys to win. When I was coming up, it was only a couple of media outlets and that's it. But now every phone is also a media outlet. There's so much pressure on the guys to win that I think it's easier if you get a guy or two that can help you out.
But what happens to all the other teams? What happens to the value of you're a Sacramento Kings guy.
Yes.
They're not really in the mix right now.
No, we're not in the mix, and it kind of devalues the competition aspect. When I was coming up, the stories I've always liked to see was, okay, Magic beat Bird, so I would have to wait 300 days to see if it would change. So it's different to each his own. But I don't really like it. I like competition. I just want these guys to compete. They're getting paid a lot of money. So getting paid a lot of money, if you have to compete against somebody that's on your level, I think it'll be a better game for the fans. But like you said, a lot of teams will struggle, and hopefully they could keep their fan base.
So who are you pulling for this year? Who's going to be
Sacramento Kings.
most interesting? All right, let me phrase it differently. Which game are you definitely not going to want to miss? Because the Pelicans, that could be.
I'm a fan of Golden State because I think they play basketball the right way. Houston is going to be very interesting with Harding and Westbrook. Clippers and Lakers. A lot of teams are great. I'm interested to see what Toronto can do without Kawhi. But other than that, teams, they just have, hate to say it like this, they just have regular players.
They just have regular players. Just boring old NBA.
I don't want to use the word boring, just, regular guys.
It's been a pleasure. We hope to see you on CNBC a lot more.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been